And so on it goes. The amazing story. Oh, Heidi says it's only going to be $300 for the propane. Well, that's fucking good. Oh, fuck, 500? And I had to pay this, I had to pay that. And I'm going on about the Crown. I can't believe. Oh, it's not our fault. It's not our department. Oh, the Crown has the authority to do it. Who the hell does in this country anyway? The Crown is so fragmented. The system of government is so fragmented between the province and the feds, between enforcement and the courts, separately from the health department, separately from disability. There's no sheriff here says, sheriff, I'm going to arrest those guys. Impound that truck. I want some damages for ripping me off, for not giving me that. Yeah, it's already been explained to Elizabeth that the sink is going to get fixed first, emergency situation. And I thought, well, it must be, I'd do the electric heater myself if I'd pull one out of the China Dunks cabins. That she needs this property cleaned up. If I was able to do it for her, I'd do some of it myself because she's a nice widow. And I said, we clean out behind me, there was been cattle. Okay, it's getting lots of bugs, the cow shit. But yeah, community garden. Oh, I got potatoes to put in the ground. When are you going to do that, Get some sweet potatoes out and grow some green beans and other kinds of beans, Think about being a vegetarian, you got to think in those terms now. And I can have food that I don't have to leave out. Don't have to eat right away. It was in the fridge right now. I'm just going to eat some. What did I make? Something to do with veggie burger with noodles and stuff. I guess I have to make some rice to go with it. Oh, yeah, there's some with those. I'll get the lettuce. That'll be enough snack for now. And I got some others. I got enough food here to last. And I got $300 out of last week, couple of months. So I got to get this. Won't get it till Wednesday. So I've got to basically not use the gas stove too much. The heat's down. Better turn that electric heater back on here. And I can't have two electric heaters on at once here. That'll fry the house, even in the other room. So it's got a low load, and then I still have it done. I got to get coin, and I got to still pay for it. I said to the phone company, Virgin, I'll have to wait and see what I'm going to have to pay to come out of my check, and I still have to deal with that debt and setting up the bill from the wireless company and all that, not wireless, high speed, and so on it goes. Ding, 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 ding. And the guy who ran off owing me money and ripping the government off from the Crown check, which he should be locked up right away for, cashing a fake check in the States, that lands you in the slammer fast. Way faster than it does here. Especially if it's a check from the fucking government. Jeez, I think it does anyway. Somebody told me if my American friends, am I wrong about that or not? I don't think so. All I know is that here it's pass the buck, pass the buck, pass the buck. I can't talk to you about that. That's another department. That goes on in disability too. Oh, if you want to talk about the senior supplement, it's another number. If you want to talk about your teeth, it's another number. You want to talk about whatever else, it's another number. Oh, that's another problem. That's not a department. You have to call that ministry about that. Oh, that's the Landlord and Residential Tenancy Act. The Mounties say, we don't get involved in Landlord and Tenancy Act. Yeah, you don't get involved in nothing, and the courts don't get involved in nothing either. Yeah, you have to be able to sue the Crown. You have to get the Crown's permission. Same with the Mounties. Oh, not in the U.S. you don't. And the lawyers that don't take $15,000 down payment for a workers' compensation case in the U.S. Oh, they love those cases, their lawyers. Oh, lawyers in the U.S. that work on commission and get the millions. I would have got a decent fucking fair settlement for what happened to me during a pedicabby. And then my original doctor, well, he wound up being appointed compensation board chair a week after he refused to help me. Aha, really, eh? Is that so? Is that so? This goes on here all the time. The corruption from the medical establishment, like that song says about, and the doctors, in the field, that song about little boxes on the hillside, and they all look just the same, yeah? And they all went to school, and they became doctors and lawyers and professionals, that they don't like it when somebody starts upsetting the order that they've established. And I'm serious, these doctors, no shit, doctor after doctor, I start talking the politics of why it is that they're rich and we have to wait for our services and blah, 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 because it takes a while to explain. Well, you can talk a little much. Are you sure you're not sick? Should I give you something for your mental problem? No, doctor, you have the mental problem. It's called immorality. It's called immorality. They don't teach ethics to doctors or people studying how to be an economist. Oh, yeah, they should. A certain guy I know, it surprised me. Yeah, they had a pretty good first-year course in the liberal arts. And then, they introduce this guy to philosophy, and then they get them into all Ayn Rand and Adam Smith, and the false theories of economics that they obsess upon. As though, the communists, the means of production, who owns it matters. No. It's the nature of the means of production. It doesn't matter. It's like NDP versus Liberals, the Tories, the same fucking thing, As long as the means of production are not being creative and destroying things rather than creating them, and here, consume this and throw it away, consume this and throw it away, I'm sorry, it's over, but so is the Canadian Confederation. I think, we love thee. It's a song from the 1967 centennial year. We were so blind. And Dan George reminded us of that. Dan Gunnahoe. That's the name, I think, something like that. Of the Burrard Reserve, the Tsillawautuck Reserve, opposite the tank terminal. Yeah, for the thing that the U.S. doesn't want built because they also get all those tankers are going to go right through where all the submarines and the ships from Bangor and the ships from Bremerton and the aircraft from Fort Whidbey Island, mostly jets. I don't know where they keep the bombers in Washington, probably out Wenatchee or somewhere like that, secret base it would be, I think. I don't know. That's a good question. Where's the bombing fleet? But they don't use bombers anymore. Intercontinental ballistic missiles don't matter, so the Mid-Canada line and the Pine Tree Line, which is at 50th parallel, Dog Mountain near Agassiz, between there and Hope is one of them. And the Pine Tree Line, which is, north tip of Vancouver Island, Bella all the way across. And then the famous Dew Line, just near the Warning Line. They've all been decommissioned. They're obsolete, or are they? But the Americans have title to the Dew Line places there, and if you were a Canadian MP or parliamentarian to get in there, you had to apply to Washington to get in there. You already lost our sovereignty. Why don't we fucking vote on you? Oh, the Maple Leaf, and Vimy, Diep. What's that all have to do with anybody here except that a bunch of guys died here was sent in for a foreign war for fucking British fucking king? Good God, people, grow the fuck up. You don't want your own country, you want to be part of an empire and a colony, keep on. If that's the case, I will get out. Canadien, je suis pas jamais. Je suis pas encore jamais. I'm saying, no, never anymore Canadian, huh? You want me to be Canadien, huh? You want me to be Canadian? Well, you learn my language. Really? Chinook jargon. You want to learn that? You want to come out here and learn the Klapnik? You want to come out here and learn the Quamic or Haida, Halsik? Beautiful languages. Now, the French, they were here. Sure. The fur trade. The first phase of people being ripped off by killing the animals. And so people would wear fancy hats in the UK, and then we helped out with killing all the whales so they could smell nice, and lots of whale oil to burn until we ran out of that. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. And now we're at the point where we have this thing called the Crown that can't even maintain the border for weapons because they've centralized things into the big cities. The bureaucracy has been living high off the hog. Well, they cut the salaries and the spending on things like border controls for guns, Coast Guard, policing. A division is still a tight contract. They got a cushy contract probably. It just goes on and on and on. Whether Victoria or Ottawa, which Ottawa is really Montreal, Toronto, the power there, and Victoria is really, Vancouver in certain ridings. It depends on who wins the power in the screwed up system, which has always denied the First Nations their rights as human beings. Really, as human beings, since Governor Douglas first started saying, you guys have a good point, okay, we'll give you that right there. And that's what the Douglas treaties are. And he'd written that, allocated some treaties at Cayush, which he'd named Lillooet at the point in 1860, which there's nobody has the records of. I'm surprised the bands didn't remember. But again, they had this great smallpox. And Vice Admiral Colm Seymour, who was a grandson, I believe, of Victoria, said to Chief Under Jack, Tash Polai, whatever his name was, that's one of the names for him. There's another Aboriginal name, I can't remember what it is. Food in my beard, whatever it is, peanut butter maybe. Yeah. Oh, saying, the beautiful Bridge River Valley, no, Whiston. I think it has another name in the Upper Valley. Another name means land of plenty. I should look it up. Supposedly Moha means that too, but neither Chilcotin nor Slatling would. I think it might be Canyon and Shuswap, I don't know. Canyon and Shuswap are almost extinct now. But they were also in the tripartite war between the Chilcotin. What is a cold story? I don't know. Really gotta get this beard trimmed to find that clippers. This is not as big as Shaggy. It really starts to look like Santa Claus. Yeah, well, I guess I am kind of like Santa Claus. I'm giving the gift of wisdom to the children, the spoiled children who get, oh, you're hurting my feelings. Oh, you were being mean. Oh, you're being aggressive. Oh. No, I'm just calling you on your bullshit, kiddies. When you be lazy. Oh, never mind. What was this? I traced it and other things, you know. You don't say to an old man, well, you're hurting my feelings. You're telling me the truth about something I don't want to know, and you were being mean about the way you say. No, I'm just telling you the blunt truth. It wasn't meant to be mean. If you took it that way, that's because you're sensitive about things, shit that only matters to you. And I'm telling you something serious that you should matter about. Oh, you hurt my feelings by telling me about that. Or Stan Persky, famous ex-communist, ex-communist, emphatically, nice bourgeois fat cat now for the media, I guess. Dan Persky, I give him my name. I'll go after Bill Thielemann too. There's a bunch of journalists I feel like taking a petard, and the French term actually, hoist you on your petard means up here, you know. Sure, why not? When you're posting anti-Semitic stuff about the Gilets jaunes, well, not the people of France, or not the Gilets jaunes, not just the yellow vests, like the bozos with their convoy to Ottawa, all in it for themselves. No, the free French. The free French are wearing the yellow vest as a symbol of the emergency that the French are in. And that's what the media is not wanting to tell you, because the media, they're not in any emergency at all. So long as they keep on lying to you and getting you to go to Walmart and the gas station and go to the movies and, hey, there's this new thing. Have you seen the new movie? Hey, look at the hockey game. Oh, here, look at these yellow vests driving across Canada. Oh, by the way, Trump's doing this again. And this. And no, look over there. What they're not telling you about is what's going on in France, which is Macron's troops are backing up, going, holy shit. Because the entire French nation want like a totally new constitution, which if we could use that here as the model for the state constitution, I would like to see here, one of them anyway. Myself, I'd like to see cantonal government here in the canyon, like the Swiss, Canyon, Canton, whatever name, Quayom and the Lucerne, some whatever name they want, Canyon Alpine, with the Thompsons and the Swiss residents and the others here, you know, including any of the Mounties that want to stay. They can stay as provincial cops if they want, but they don't stop reporting to Regina, right? Stop playing by the games of the Royal Northwest Mounted Police and all that bullshit. Not a paramilitary organization. They're for human beings that you can talk to and have coffee with and hang out with instead of they have to live in a little ghetto here, right near here. I think this is good for the location. The Mounties live in a little subdivision right across the hallway. Yeah, the hallway, right across the hallway, right across the highway. And of course, Dave said, "Oh yeah, the corrupt place." I said, "I bet there's a really corrupt trailer park across the hall here." He says, "Yeah, it's across the highway." And where the Mounties live, oh geez, they don't live in the trailer park though. It actually looks like they have like nice big lots down in there across. I don't wonder what that is. I'll find out everything here surely later. I'll find out lots of things here and there up the Anderson River here. Really interesting. Tukwayom, whatever it's called, Tukwayom. I can spell it, but I don't know if that's the right spelling. I met Byron, who runs it the other day. It opened in May. It's going to be really interesting. So spring's here by the end of March. It'll be a lovely spring, and here's my view right now. You see, the ice covering in snow on the mountains. Beautiful outside. The snow has stopped. And the beautiful farm out back, all those trailers are going to be, they're going to be cleaned up and probably sold. I'd like to get that RV, though. I got to mention that to Elizabeth. You know, can you put that aside for me on when I can get that? I'd like to have that for driving around BC and going to the gathering and going up to Braylor and driving the wells even, you know, or under the Kootenays. Or I'll find somebody to buy it. It'd be nice to have for filming, too, around the province, doing little travelogues. So I'm going to get busy doing things I got the tourism things here. It's for the Mayor Lillooet. My idea is for the other economic development projects. I never expected to do this. I really did not, right? That I never expected to advocate for union with the United States, to wind up with somebody who, like George Murray, who got to look up in the Chinook, and there was articles by him on building railways, and Ma Murray, she was so impressed by him, they fell in love. This wonderful man with these images of prosperity and for all. George was good at treating the Indians. As far as I know, he was. He treated the Indians well. Natives, First Nations, excuse me. But in those days, he just said Indians. And, during the Depression, the farmers, I guess, which would include the ranchers, like the many ranchers along Caribou Road, the old Caribou Road, through Pavilion and Fountain, and I know around the Dugans and the Durbans, and I guess the Debits, and Pete Portage, I know the Debits. I was really surprised because Debits are my neighbors. You know, it all had to do with the Slatlam Declaration of 1913, when the 13 Slatlam chiefs, which is all from Douglas all the way to Pavilion, all the chiefs signed this declaration protesting the taking of lands in 1903, 0203. I'm expecting that's the Durbans and the Dugoods and the Hurleys. Now, Hurley, that's a real Lillooet family name, and old man Hurley, Dan Hurley, was one of the 40 thieves, I think, on the Upper Bridge River goldfields. But he also had the Victoria Hotel, one of Lillooet's many fine hotels. The other one was the Excelsior across the street, was a nice one, and also a store on Cayush Creek, which to me it says that would be the store on Cayush Creek. I'm thinking of the roads, and because it didn't have to do with the Douglas Road. This would have been on the road. I have to look where that was. Down where Seton Creek and Anderson Creek was, there was kind of a community there, part of Skimka, which is a very large settlement at Seton Foot. It was also called Seton Foot, the foot of Seton Lake near Lillooet. Below Cayush Falls. Now, in the 1880s, that had been the Cayush Gold Rush. 300 Chinese miners had staked out the whole of Cayush Creek from Walden North, the falls, in other words, all the way down to the Fraser, turned it all upside down. And yeah, there was conflicts with the natives over the gold, stuff like that. And but somewhere up there during the Golden Cash Rush, 1897, 98, Liza Marshall was Fred Marshall's wife, his native wife, Marshall Lake, and Liza Lake up in Upper Bridge River country, named for them. Fred, he ran a barge for years on Seton Lake. I'm just in my head trying to remember everything, right? And they were camped up by Cayush Creek, underneath probably where the Golden Cash, that big rock fall on Cayush Creek. Anybody knows Highway 99 knows what I'm talking about. It fell down a few years ago because the hydrology changed when they clear cut the other side. Yeah. So the landscape changes when you do stupid things to it. Anyways, they were there. Was it a boulder came down? She went for a little whittle, and hey, I found this thing with gold all over it. That was the gold that started the Golden Cash mine, which was a big stock scam. And long story, but built Lillooet up. The Lillooet skyline in 1898 was like this was the American West, even when it was British Columbia, even though it was firmly in Canadian hands. And this would have been, if Teddy Roosevelt had done his way in 1901, it'd be an American town. That flag, July, was the July 1st to 4th holiday together. Horse races down the main street, big dance to the main street. Well, I'll tell you what, this July the 4th would be nice if it was already America. Oh, why not? Why not? Oh, don't be so radical. Why we have to have a committee meeting about this race? What fucking committee meeting? Controlled by who? So the Canadian stupid press can keep on making people stupid and keeping stupid people about the liberties and freedoms that are possible underneath the other constitution on the continent? Huh? You want to keep us hold another buggered up referendum like the plebiscite, like the referendum was? Really do you? Isn't that cute? Oh, isn't that cute? Oh. So anyways, yeah, July the 4th here. Why don't we just do away with the July the 1st bullshit? Fireworks. No, you can't. It's fire season. But yeah, there's all kinds of nice things that can happen if we had more self-government in the region. Mayor Lillooet's interested. He understands the world has to change. And this province, quote unquote, has to change. Its system. I told him about the corruption in the municipal. He got me right away. Their chief administrative officer buggered them around. So did Langford and other places like that. Because the municipal system is easily corruptible, as is the provincial system itself, as is the federal system, because it's a parliamentary system. You know what I mean? It's really simple. Well, we need citizen ability to review police, review legislation, investigate bureaucrats, courts we can control, elect, sheriffs we can control, elect, that we have citizen inquiries, citizens commissions that have to be answered, town halls, where, yeah, everybody gets, like David over here, we get to read, to talk until he was like an elder, like should be respected. To myself, not until you're done, you don't interrupt and say, but, you old man, shut up. Oh, really? You want me to shut up? Sir, you talk too loud. Can I give you some Trilofan? How about some Seroquel? Just about Valium, maybe? Some Ativan? Yeah, and then they drug the kids, That's why my little bro. Yeah, explosive disorder. No. Explosive disorder. Standing up for himself because the world is fucked is what it is about. They drugged him. Beat him. Not too hard. This Crown Council's son. Oh, yeah, never mind my other little buddy. My little handsome buddy, 25, 36. He'd be a good guy if he could only get out of fucking Redneck Ridge. But Redneck Ridge is not just Maple Ridge. It's a whole fucking country of stupidity. Hockey, Tim's. Isn't Tim's our national icon? Well, only not since you sold it to us, Toronto. So you decided that we need to be more Canadian. You put them all over the world, including in the Kandahar Canadian Forces fucking base. Jeez. Oh, hockey. Oh, the shinny's gone because all the lakes are melting. Well, I'll tell you what, more is going to melt. What's else is going to melt is a fucking border. Oh, never mind. Just like it's not worth it anymore talking to Canadians, so I'm going to talk to the rest of the fucking world. It's still going. Jeez, Canada. No, Canada. I'm not Canada anymore. I'm going to be an exile rather than Canadian. Really, I will. Partly because of the experience today of trying to deal with the legal system and the social services system here, which at least we have, which many U.S. states don't have, most of them don't. But, to get a response from our own government and our own province, I'll show it for now, no county, no cohesive administration, any one region, have to call this for that. It's no like, hey, it's George up the hill. Can Fred come up and film me? We just build a government? Yeah, George, that's fine. That's how it used to work in the old days. This we did. I know it was a hydro community, so we were a company town, no municipality. And my little company towns, other than Ruskin, but they've all been eradicated. LaJoy, Bunson's gone. I never lived in Bunsen. LaJoy's gone. We never lived there. Bridge River's gone. There's a bunch of them like that. Towns that are gone, completely gone. Others are just standing empty. Why? Because he took the resources and left. Didn't spend a dime on developing it. When development, the investment in what? If no investment, somebody place put money and soak money out and make the place poorer, where they put their money in the bank somewhere else. That's what a colony is. I just can't believe people are so stupid in this country. Or so they're all today hearing me about this is wrong. These guys left here, leaving me a disadvantaged person, and disabled person, disadvantaged because of the situation they put me in, being rude to me as they drove away because the bailiffs had come entirely of their own fault. I hadn't even had to do anything. They were already here. But now I want damages. Will I ever get them? No, but I want them. Karma will get them. And the other kind of law I could call, they're not worth getting involved in something so small and petty. I can get the word inside, though. Hey, these guys that did this thing to Canyon Alpine, if you don't get that guy for something, take him in the shower, do whatever. I'm not asking for vengeance. No, not at all. Their karma will get them. Their action will get them is what that means. Karma like that eventually comes all around. I know, because I've been in a neighborhood and Buddy's dead. Yeah. Don't want to talk about it more. And the third kind of law, as I was mentioning Aboriginal law, take care of the elders. Don't rip them off. They know a lot. Don't talk to them. Don't take advantage of them. All I can do is look at the beautiful mountains here and be glad I got a nice home. Very nice, kind Swiss landlady. Wonderful older couple next door. Heidi speaks German and Dave's Norwegian and can understand it. That's really cool. He's older than me 10 years. And he sees what I do. And he does get enough news. He knows some of the things I showed him. And yeah, we're looking around for things and had an interesting conversation, then disability calls and so on and back. It's all done. I came in here and I still haven't eaten yet. Okay, I'll sign off. Have a nice day.